you telling me that that the Lord's hustled weed? Like, I think it's time to start the show, Vino. Hold that thought, Vino. we gonna be right back. What up, lifers? What up, lifers? What up, lifers? It's Dave Life. It's Dave Life. You're watching the After Dark podcast. You're watching the After Dark podcast, episode number 294. After Dark, episode number 294. The dark side of pretty privilege. The dark side of pretty privilege. Look, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're with us tonight, man. So I want to say thank you. Let's start this off like we always do, you guys, the right way. Heavenly Father, have your way, Lord. I pray that you would speak to your people. I pray that you would enlighten us, entertain us, and inform us, Lord. I pray that you would forgive us of our sins, charge to our heads and not our hearts. Forgive us for sins that we've committed by commission and by omission. Thank you for a wonderful 2024. Bless us as we go into 2025 and help me to enlighten, entertain, and inform the people tonight. I pray less of me and more of you in Jesus' name. Amen, amen, and amen. We're in the building, man. If you want to support Dave Life and DaveLifeTV, you can hit us down below on Cash App. Hit us on Cash App right below at $ DaveLifeTV. Cash App is $ DaveLifeTV. Venmo is at Dave Life. Venmo is at Dave Life. And again, today we're going to discuss the dark side of pretty privilege. I got a few people that's going to come to the stage and help me out. So let me bring some people to the stage, man. We got a vet in the building tonight. This person right here has been on Freestyle Fridays. He's a comedian. He's hilarious. And since he's a vet of the show, man, let's bring him on up so we can talk to him. Come to the stage, my homeboy, Big Vino.
What up, though? What up, though? What up, though? What up, though? Brick City, stand up.
Look at you, Vino.
What up, though?
Look at you, Vino. Man, how you been, bro?
Man, I'm out here maintaining, man, running these streets, grinding.
Yeah.
Trying to show them what to do on a good foot.
Look, man, thank you for coming back to the show. I know you a veteran from Freestyle Friday when we used to do comedy night, man. Thank you for showing back up for me. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The reason I wanted to bring you up tonight is because I saw you on New Year's on your Instagram. You were encouraging people. You were talking about this walk of being a content creator, a comedian, just someone that's going out there. And you were like, Dave, I see you. And I said, man, I see you too. And you know what, Vino? I need you back. So thank you for coming back, man. I appreciate you.
Look, I love it, brother. Look, I got to running around and had to make a name for myself. They didn't understand I was really out here doing these things I'm talking about. So, Thanks. And now we back. It's like, I like that prayer you started with, man. You get real biblical. It's like, you be thinking I be talking that BS when I be kicking it, but I be telling you, man, I know Jesus. Me and Jesus is real personal. Y'all be forgetting Jesus died with 2 criminals at his side. You know what I'm saying? So he understand my heart. He know we was right there with him when we got him to do.
Come on, you know come on, man.
Y'all think I'm playing when I said Jesus used to hustle weed? They called it frankincense and myrrh. How you think he fed all the people? You thinking of the 2 fish and 5 loaves? See that y'all wasn't thinking 2 fish. Think about it. Tunas weigh 800 pounds each. 2 fish could have fed a lot of people. That's easy.
Lord have mercy. Okay. All right, Vino.
Tuna fish sandwich for days.
All right. So along with Big Vino, I got my homegirl, my sister from another mister. She is a licensed behavioral therapist. I think I got that right. She's also, if I'm not mistaken, either from my hometown or just live in my hometown. I think she's from the Chi. Come on to the stage, my homegirl, Dinesha. Nesh. What's up, Nesh?
What's going on, Dave? What's going on, Big Vino? I'm from Chicago and lived.
I thought so.
New York was just a stint in between.
Okay. You on the south side, west side? Where you at? North, that's what's up. That makes sense. Like you got a little paper. That makes sense. Let me stop playing with you.
Working on it.
So Nesh, welcome back. Tell everybody what your actual title is so I make sure I say it right.
Yeah, you were right. I'm a behavioral therapist. So I'm a couples and family therapist, licensed in the state of New York, Florida, working on Jersey and Illinois right now.
Okay. All right. Well, welcome back to the stage. We're going to
Thank you.
discuss the dark side of pretty privilege. So I
Can't
want y'all both to think on that while we
So
bring
basically,
in.
let me just add. Let me get this understanding right. So if I was to get me a girlfriend, right, and she start acting crazy, I could bring her to you, and you would agree with me that she acting crazy. Is what you're saying?
Me or Nesh?
Man.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
I won't agree with you. I'm gonna help y'all figure out what you want to do.
Oh, that's how you about to take her
Crazy if you
side.
want to
Oh
leave
man.
crazy.
Hey Nesh, we're going to learn tonight that there is a dark side to being pretty. So I'm gonna say this, Vino. Have y'all seen the Universal Hot Crazy Matrix?
No.
I'll have to find that during the show. I have to show y'all there is a matrix based on how crazy women are and how pretty they are. It's a relationship between those two variables.
That's funny.
I believe that. I've had my share of pretty women.
No doubt. All right. Oh yes, Nesh, what's up?
No, I said I'm a little crazy.
Oh. I feel you, Nesh. I feel you. You're married, so your husband probably think you crazy too.
Oh, he knows I'm crazy.
Hey, listen, man, I'm married too, and we all got a little crazy in us. Let's just say it like that. So we leave it there. All right, I got somebody else is going to help us out. This young lady right here is deeper than the ocean, and her thoughts drop like rain. Come on to the stage, Ocean's Rain. What up, Rain?
Hi, you guys. Hello, hola.
How you doing?
Hello, Vino, Niche. Nice to see all of you. Happy New Year, everyone.
Boy, Happy New Year.
Yeah, we in the building. How you been, Rain? You been good?
I am good. I am good.
Yeah, was your New Year good?
It was good. It was great. It was great.
Okay. Rain,
Happy celebrate.
is there any truth to a woman's amount of crazy is directly proportional to her beauty?
I'm gonna plead the fifth for right now.
That was a nice move. That was a setup, but you got away from that one. That was a setup. I appreciate it. But thanks for joining, Rain. All right, and then I got my homeboy. Oh man, you know what? S is a Angelinos. He's an Angelinian. How do they say that? From Los Angeles, Angelino. All right, he from Los Angeles.
Los Angelinos.
Man, let me pause the music for a minute. Man, shout out to everyone that's been going through it with the wildfires. Come on to the stage, my man, Estevan. Welcome to the stage, S, man. I'm sorry for your friends and the people that you know that lost property and things like that in the wildfires. We praying for everybody.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. It's a tough one out here, bro. It's a tough one. Mentally, it's got to be messing with a lot of people, you know.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
Rough day. The more you see it, and the up close picture of it, of the aftermath, the more you feel the devastation of it.
Mm.
You know, you
Yeah,
look at it.
I can't imagine, man. Go ahead, brother.
You looking at smoke just coming up off the ground, and there's nothing there. Like it's I was on the way to work today, and I looked down the 405, and I just saw smoke coming from like Bel Air, Mulholland Drive area. And I was like, damn. And I'm looking at this houses. I see the mountains, and I see the smoke is on the mountains, and the houses is right down from it. And I'm like, oh wow, this is just it's getting worse and worse.
Yeah. The part that got me when I was looking last night was just you know, they were saying that the firemen were running out of water up there in the Palisades, and I just couldn't imagine. I said, how do you run out of water? You know how that one was rough for me, man. It was hard to fathom. Like, how the heck do you run out of water, yo?
When you're on the ocean.
When you're on the
Right.
ocean.
Yeah. Houses burning up right along the ocean. Like
Yeah.
it's maybe maybe about 200-300 feet from the water. Some may be on the water and
Yeah.
just be stuck and just
Water.
sizzling. Restaurant
Yeah.
that we used to go to, it's burnt. It's burnt down. Nothing there. And a lot of them places over there, you can see that it's made of wood, so it's really flammable.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Mm.
it's tough.
I,
Tough.
I almost, honestly, man, I'm like, man, we could do a whole show, talking about, loss of life and property when it comes to these natural disasters. I saw
Yeah.
that President Biden is going to allocate some emergency funds to California. I also saw that some people are already politicizing it, already making it a political thing and jockeying for, their candidate or their party or their agenda. And it's just like, y'all, can we just save lives first and help people that need help? You know what I mean? Because I couldn't imagine not having anything, because you work really hard to have your someplace to stay in. And then I'm hearing insurance companies have been acting funny with the insurance. They were
Oh yeah, they're gonna do that.
removing fire from the policies after the last fire that happened. So now people are caught in the worst fire that we've had in a long time. And, insurance may not even help them. So it's just a lot, man.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
crazy. And
Mhm.
just coming out of not the same thing as, looking at, I'm in Florida, back to back hurricanes, and like, our beach house completely gone, and there's people on the beach, and just some of the things that, happen, and just listening to this and watching, it's like you just can't even imagine. It sort of just brings you back to Katrina in a way. This was like devastating to watch, but just the fire, just watching. I was talking to my niece, and they're in another part of California. I'm talking to friends in LA, and literally one of my friends said they got on their bike and they left with one bag and just started just taking the bicycle. And as they were going down the mountain, the fire truck, the fireman grabbed him and said, just scooped him. They scooped him up and said, "Hey, you're not going to
You
make it
gotta
down here."
go. Yeah, you gotta go.
They literally scooped him up. And this guy's about two something. They like literally, and the bike he said the bike was just rolling.
Just
And
grab you.
if they wouldn't have done that, like there was fireballs coming like his way.
Lord have mercy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Hey, welcome
Yes.
to the stage, Michelle.
Hi, everyone.
What's going on?
You jumped in right on a somber note. We're talking about the LA fires,
Yeah, that's horrible. And I'm sorry, like I keep dropping. My setup is messed up and I had to change cameras and
Oh, no. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. I mean, listen, y'all, last year, 2024 started with a bang, with the Shannon Sharp interview, of Cat Williams. It started with a bang, right? And everyone watched it, and Cat Williams predicted that is God and the devil. You pick a side and all truth will be revealed. And it turned out 2024 was a heck of a year for truths and surprises. And you know what I'm saying? It was
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
surprise, a lot, man.
You got to tell them no.
You got to tell them no. You got to tell them no. And so, and then of course we lost a lot of people, from James Earl Jones, who played Mufasa and Darth Vader, to a lot of people that passed. I'm sure y'all can think of more that passed last year. So just a lot in 2024. Now we made it. We made it. Thank God we made it. We're here. But we have a show to do. And I'm praying for LA. All of us are praying for LA and the Pacific Palisades and Altadena and Pasadena and everywhere else that's having wildfires. Now, why did I bring up Shannon Sharp and Club Shay Shay? Because one of Shannon Sharp's former co-workers is in hot water. All right? Is in hot water. Now, the name of this episode is The Dark Side of Pretty Privilege, How Some Women Use It and Other Women Hate It. We're going to talk about a young lady, just to set it up. Joy Taylor is she's the young lady on the right hand side of this picture, right? Joy Taylor is a journalist on Fox Sports 1. She's been a co-host and a facilitator on Undisputed with Skip and Shannon. She's now one of the hosts of Speak with Keyshawn Johnson and Paul Pierce and herself. And she's also been a co-host with Colin Coward on his show. And now she's under fire. Her former hairdresser this young lady right here on the left hand side, her former hairdresser, and I got to get her name right. If someone could look that up for me right quick, because I had it, Michelle, and it's escaping me.
I can look it up.
Her name
So
is
the blonde on the left is the
the blonde.
hairdresser,
She's the hairdresser. All right,
and
her name
the
is
dark-haired woman on the right
is Joy
the
Taylor, the journalist.
Okay, I know none of these people.
Okay, so the blonde on the left,
Fire off.
the
Is it
blonde on the left,
Nushin Faraji?
Nushin
I don't know.
Faraji is the makeup artist and hairdresser on the left,
Yeah.
and Joy Taylor is the journalist on the right. And I do have
And which
pic-
way bitch is supposed to be pretty? I'm just asking. Because I have my opinion of what pretty is. I'm just asking which one of them are supposed to be pretty.
Well, I mean, that's a great question, and I'll try to.
What I think we already established is the eye of the beholder. So
There you go.
It's in the eye of the beholder. It's in the eye of the beholder. I'm gonna Vino, I forgot. He a professional comedian. This man, he not gonna let me have a straight face the whole show. I can already see this.
No, I'm not even in comedian mode. I've understood that I just be saying stuff seriously, and y'all just happen to think it's funny. It's not me at all. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm really just asking questions. I really just wanted to know which one of them women was supposed to be the pretty one.
Well, let's
One
talk
being
about that. Which one sued? So the lady that sued is the one on the right. I mean the left. What's it?
blonde.
Nursing? The blind.
She
No,
sued.
She sued Fox Sports 1 and others. And in fact, yeah, this is really good. I have the lawsuit in my computer. I'll find it, and then we can look at
Now,
the
is
lawsuit.
the woman that was on TV the dark-haired woman? Is she a woman of color? Because she seems kind of racially ambiguous.
She does identify. Well, I've heard people say that she's a black woman. So
Really?
Okay, now I was looking. I might have said Persian. I might have said you got some Persian in your blood, right?
Right. Hold on.
Yeah,
All right, here we go.
She definitely was Moroccan or something.
She
There it is.
definitely used some skin lightening cream.
All right, so that's Miss Joy Taylor. All right, okay.
Nah, she's not black. Where?
Well, I mean, look, Vino, maybe she's mixed with something.
Just
I don't
because
know.
she put in that curly weave on aisle number 3 at the beauty supply store don't make you black. That do.
Somebody said that she was a woman of color. So, are we going with this? Is she mixed? She got something going on.
I looked it up on Google. It says her ethnicity is not known on Google.
She Armenian. She one of them Kardashian colors. She a Kardashian color.
All right. Well, this is her with
Says
Shannon
media
Sharp.
personality is mixed black and white.
Mixed black and white. Okay, so mixed. All right, this is her with Shannon Sharp. Notice that they're at a game, enjoying the game, not at work.
Is he knocking her down? Is that what they're saying?
Sir, I'm just gonna read the facts.
Okay, I'm just asking because that looks real cozy.
All right, this is her with her hairdresser.
That's how I know she ain't black now, because Shannon like her.
Oh Lord. I ain't say it. I did hear this. I did hear through the grapevine that Shannon likes different persuasions. You know, Caucasian persuasion. I've heard that directly from somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is Nurshin Faraji and Joy Taylor on the right. So Nurshin Faraji is the hairdresser that sometimes was asked to do barbering, and also sometimes I might have done a little of makeup, but I think she's mostly hairdresser. She's the one that's
definitely not black. She's not a black woman's not gonna have a blonde hairdresser. I'm sorry, not like that blonde, not natural blonde like that. Like
they said, she has a white mom. Her dad is black and her mom is white.
Okay.
What Wikipedia says.
That's what. So wait a minute, Vino, you're saying that she's not Joy ain't black because Joy a black woman wouldn't have.
A black woman is not letting that woman do her hair.
Ness, do you agree?
Not a black woman. A black woman is not letting
Me
that woman do
personally,
her hair.
I agree. If I had that texture hair, maybe, but me, I'm not letting her do my hair.
Okay. Okay. Now, Rain, you're Filipino, right? And black, or just Filipino and what?
Cuban, Brazilian, Filipino.
Cuban, Brazilian, Filipino. Is there any Afro Latina in there at all? Okay.
Afro Latina, Cuban,
Gotcha.
Brazilian.
Okay. Would
Filipino.
you let Miss Faraji do your hair with the blonde?
No, I stick to my Dominicans, or either I'll go in if she would do color, if she's great at coloring, I have let, a blonde that definitely is good at color, colorology do my hair. So yes, if they're good at coloring, absolutely. But other than that, no, I stick with my culture doing my hair. That knows how to do it.
Michelle, you're Mexican 100%, right? Michelle, 100% Mexican?
100%. Yeah.
Would you let Miss Faraji do your hair?
Hell yeah. I'm not racist like that. Come on, guys.
No. But you're a different culture.
She just doesn't know my
don't care.
Yeah, you have similar hair to that lady.
Yeah.
I have very, very thick, a lot of hair, but
But
I
it's
don't
the
care.
course,
As long as
the
they're
course
good
of
at what
it.
they're
She would
doing.
have
I
me
don't care.
bald.
Yeah, I will listen. I'm gonna admit, Michelle, it's not racist for black people to want people that know how to do black hair to do their hair. That ain't racist. That's a matter of keeping your hair healthy and not
Well,
having
it
it
doesn't matter if the girl
burn
is
out.
blonde then. If she knows
Now,
how to
I
do
will say
black
this.
hair,
It's
If
the
she knows how to do,
texture,
if she
get
knows how to do
trained.
black
not the
hair.
color.
you can get
Well,
trained for that.
I will say this. I let a white boy do my fade once, and it was he did his thing.
It was
He
fire.
did his thing. My
Well,
fade
you know
was-
what? Hold on. I forgot. We got an expert on the line when it comes to hair care. Okay. This man is a barber and he's cut celebrity hair. So I've been, please, Estevan, speak, please. Hold on. You on mute, S. Unmute yourself. Oh, you're not on mute. What happened? We can't hear S. Oh, yeah. Somebody must have called you, S. All right. Drop and come back for me. All right. S is going to drop and come back. He going to wave at me when he. Yeah, it's not Michelle. Michelle, I promise you, we're not over here
I
just.
started 2025 with a kick here.
Yeah, you did. Trust me, we're not being racist over here. We're just black folks are like
but you
particular
gotta
about their hair.
understand. I just said a black woman would not let her do their hair. Now you are a Mexican. You're full Mexican. Your hair is similar to her, so you would trust her.
Texture.
I would trust anybody as long as they are well trained in their craft. I wouldn't care what background or culture they would be.
Yeah, and like if they can do great
And you
color,
also
like
don't have
if you can do great
400
color, I'm
years
with
of
it.
oppression as a trigger as well.
Well, and even just talking about outside of hair, if we just do
What does
makeup,
oppression have to do with hair? Oh my god.
There were so many cruel things done during those times, including
Oh, Lord.
cutting and damaging black women's hair maliciously because Massa wanted to creep out into the slave
Let
quarters.
me help Michelle out. This is the first. I'm coming to you, S. I'm coming to you, S.
I don't help. I understand. I
this
just
the
don't
first-
like the whole connotation. That's like
This the first back office conversation in 2025. Michelle, trust me. Just let us have our hair. Just it's not racist. It's not. We're not being racist. We just know that our hair is done a certain way and we need people who have experience. And people that have experience doing our hair don't often look like Miss Faraji. Not often. That's all. It ain't trust me, it ain't a racist thing, Michelle. Okay.
Can I say something really quickly? If she was like normally doing black hair and like my texture, and I knew that she was good and she had worked on other people, that would be different. But 99% of the time, she's working on hair texture that's like hers. So it's like, like heat can damage quickly. I need someone that I know knows like black hair texture.
Yeah. And I'll say this too. Rain, right quick. Where am I at? And I'll say this before I let Rain make her point. If Joy is mixed, Joy don't have full black hair. The coarseness, the tight curl pattern, it's not the same. So if she's mixed, her hair is more related to Faraji than it is to let's say, someone else.
Yeah,
Reggie, her daddy. Reggie's her daddy.
For me, like the same thing. Like I won't go. Actually, I personally, if I'm gonna go get, if I want to get my hair braided, or if I want something like that, I will go to a full black salon. But if I need to just get a blowout or color, I'm definitely going to a Dominican salon, or a salon where they can understand my hair better, being that I am multicultural and multi. Because if I go to a whole black salon, sometimes I don't like how the outcome is, and it's none against nothing. So like I agree with Michelle. Like if they're great at what they do, I'll go to them.
All right.
Yeah,
So like I said,
that's exactly what I mean.
we actually have a hair care professional here. Estevan is his name under his subtitle there. EJ the Barber. All right, and S has definitely cut professionals, celebrities. I'll let him tell it. So S, what was your comment when we were talking about she don't look like she do black hair?
I didn't walk in the house and seen a woman just her color doing just what y'all saying that she don't do.
Really?
Doing hair.
Okay.
As long as they have a track record of doing it,
Mm-hmm.
just like she said, somebody else will pick her up with no problem. And I've seen it many times. I've seen Asians cutting black hair.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen Mexicans cutting black hair. Like I've gone I've been at the Lakers facility cutting hair, and Asian dude will walk in there talking about he's here for a brother, and they have no
Wow.
problem. They have no problem paying that dude. They have a problem
Oh,
paying us. They have no problem paying that dude. That's crazy shit. But I've seen it. It's a fad. You see them. The little Asian dudes. They try to act as black as possible out here. So they in Hollywood doing the same thing and turning up. And these young
yeah.
dudes is at the clubs like, yeah, and that becomes a barber. I kid
Yeah.
you not. I
Well,
kid
you
you
know
not.
what?
So
Michelle, you were right.
Thank
We
you.
were, but we were right too. Both can be
I'm
both
not
can be
saying
true.
that you're wrong. It's just like what grinds my gears is like really, really immediately we bring up the skin color and say like no, and I'm like, dude, are you serious? Like, come on.
I feel you. Well, so Michelle, I'm glad you brought that up because After Dark is a show for everyone. But I have said this before to those that watch and listen. Hey man, I am black, so I'm coming with black topics. So I'm gonna have a. That's how I see things. That's how my eyes. That's how. And it's not for me. It's not. It's not a racist thing. It's just a cultural thing. And I mean that. Ain't nobody on here hating on nobody. We just talking about culture, and there's nothing wrong with culture. All right. Having said that, y'all. Having said that, so Joy is under fire because this young lady right here, Nurshin Faraji, has said that Joy was a part of a problem in the workplace. She said that she was sexually harassed in the workplace and it was a hostile work environment. And she has named a few people responsible and she filed an entire lawsuit. I will bring up that so we can just kind of glance at it. Let's see here. The lawsuit was filed against Fox Sports 1. And I think I'm going to have to zoom in on this one, y'all. I know it's an eye test. All right. Yeah, I'll zoom in a little bit. All right. So we have here Nushin Faraji. All right. And she's the plaintiff. She's going against Fox Corporation, Fox Sports Holdings, Fox Sports 1, Fox Sports 2, Fox Sports Productions. And then she names a person, Charlie Dixon. She names Skip Bayless, who's a host, and she names Joy Taylor, who's also a host and a journalist. Charlie Dixon was an executive, and she has two complaints: and a class action complaint saying failure to pay minimum wages, failure to pay overtime, failure to reimburse expenses, to pay all wages upon separation, to furnish accurate itemized wage statements, and in unlawful business practices. And as a individual, she's complained and said sexual battery, hostile work environment based on sex, hostile work environment based on race, hostile work environment based on disability, failure to prevent harassment, negligent supervision, retaliation, and wrongful termination. So she's alleging a lot. And where Joy comes in is she's basically saying that Joy Taylor was her client and that Joy had some allowed things to happen. Okay. So she's alleging that here it is, point 16 in 2003, Faraji began to work at Jose Eber Hair Salon, a sophisticated salon. I'm trying to summarize quickly here. She began to do hair. She eventually was introduced to Joy Taylor. She became Joy Taylor's full-time hairstylist in 2016. All right. And then she started to see that Joy Taylor was hanging out with Charlie Dixon, who's an executive at Fox Sports, was hanging out with him a lot. She was saying, "Hey, Nushin, come on over to the bar and hang out with me because my husband is out of town and I'm lonely." So when Nushin would get there, Joy would be there, but she would be there with Charlie Dixon. And it would look like they would, be an item, right? Like they were intimate and he would be buying them drinks. And then later on, it goes on to say, oh, okay. Then later on, it goes on to say that she noticed that that guy that was at the bar buying them drinks was in the office. And so that's when she was like, "Hey, wait a minute. The guy that buys us drinks was in the office. Who is this dude?" And Joy was like, "Oh, he's an executive, but don't worry about it. He's why I have this particular show, which was Undisputed." And it's a whole big complaint alleging that Joy basically slept with men in the office to gain position and get shows and get opportunities. And those men who were sleeping with her, and she alleges that it was a co-host named Emmanuel Achu, Charlie Dixon. And then it says that the host Skip Bayless didn't say that he slept with Joy, but it says that he began to flirt with the hairdresser, Nushin Faraji. And it's saying that he began to say, "Well, look, I heard you were messing with Shannon Sharp, so why ain't you messing with me?" And the Nushin was kept saying, "Hey, leave me alone. I'm not into you. I'm just friends with everyone. I'm not messing with anybody." But it got to the point where Skip began to offer money up to 1.5 million for sex. And it all goes back to him thinking that Joy Taylor is doing these things. So why isn't the hairdresser doing the same thing? Y'all are friends. And it was a hostile work environment for everyone around. And I'm going to play some clips, but before I go, Michelle, I know you looked some things up. Did I miss anything? I tried to summarize. What else did you get from the situation? Facts wise.
No,
Did I miss
I
anything?
just did a little bit of research. That's all I did. Ooh, what was
Hold
that?
on. Yeah, that was Rain wiping off her camera.
No, I was doing a little bit of research, more like who this girl is, this Joy Taylor girl, and seems like a real jewel.
Yeah. Okay. Before I continue, Estevan, I know you watch sports. What was your opinion before we even get into the allegations? What was your opinion of Joy Taylor as a journalist and a woman in sports before this whole thing broke?
I mean, you kind of wonder how they get there. You know, like what's the pool of picking are they going through? How they section and say, okay, who are we going to get to lead that spot, and how are they picking them? So I'm she does her job, whatever it is, but at the same time, I'm not surprised. It doesn't. I give you my reasons why whenever that time comes, but I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes it tough for those that are trying. For the other girl that says she's not doing it, it makes it tough for her to work in an environment where she's trying to move up in the ranks the right way, if that's what she's trying to do, or but it makes it tough for her, because they doing the same. They assume she's doing the same thing that she's doing, so it makes it tough for her. But a lot of times these people to just be scoring in a different way, and now they finna I'm finna expose you because I didn't get what I wanted. So
Great point.
You don't really know. We don't really know.
I want to play this clip. It's two clips. One clip is Joy Taylor. She had a podcast with another journalist. Well, she had a podcast with another journalist named Taylor Rooks, and they were discussing, if a man has money, if a man has power, sometimes a woman might curve her standards. Now, I don't think they were speaking for all women. I think they were just saying I think Joy was just saying what she would do. So let's just play her words, and then let's play what one of her coworkers said, and then we can have a discussion about it.
Would you
Can y'all hear
leave
this?
the game if the seats were high, or if a man took you this place on a first date, what you would do? And I'm telling you, like, every interaction that I have with people now, in some way or another, these things come up. Can we just keep it a buck? If they're fine enough, if they're funny enough, or if their financial status is what you want, fine, funny, fucking money. You're throwing all boundaries, standards, all that shit you talked on Instagram about how you would never, and this woman ain't because women this and men this. You're moving forward with this person.
So she
I
basically
take it
saying,
back. She is black.
what? 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 Vino?
I take it back. I take it all back. She's definitely black. I fucked
Vino.
with her. I fucked with her.
Vino. Why are you taking shots at sisters? Vino, leave. No, come on, man. All sisters ain't like that, man. But
I take it back.
So Joy has this idea that, hey, you got money. She thinks that women will just standards be damned. Boundaries be damned. He got money, he fine, he got power. I ain't worried about that. Now,
Seen it a trillion times.
Have you?
Oh my God! Like, man, it was a story. Look, one time, me and my son was at a Ralph's, and when we pulled in, I saw this Ferrari outside. Go into the store, and we see this goofy looking white dude with this American top model chick. I said, "Son, that's a Ferrari." My son was like, "No, it's not, Dad." Just so as life would happen, we're leaving the store at the same time. He's in the aisle, get on cashing out. I jump right behind, like, okay, let's cash out. Hurry up, man! As soon as we get outside, all you hear is rolling down the street.
So it was his Ferrari, huh? So you've seen women kind of go for the goofy dude, the whatever, because he got money.
I've seen a woman come out. I'm in LA with all these with some of these parties, and I remember coming out of a party one time, and it was a 500 Benz, and it was parked out front. Somebody had left it and ran inside. This girl came out and said, "Whose car is this? This is nice." And this other dude said, "I got one just like that." She walked right away with him. Right away, she walked with him.
Mm.
Like, this is LA. I mean, this in that world that they're talking about, I've seen the ugliest of dudes say, "I got enough money that no matter what I choose to do in pursuing you, there's nothing I can't do."
Huh.
They have that type of money, and that's what she's talking about.
So let me ask the ladies on the panel. Ladies, well, before I ask the ladies, Vino, have you seen that in the comedy world or in the entertainment business?
Well, first of all, we know my business before this was my business. It was with women who were of quid pro quo status, and I feel like in any facet of entertainment, especially this seedy ass world that I'm in, the quicker she can understand that, she can use it to hustle herself a better position in the game.
Oh,
and
wow.
it's sad that you got to look at it like that. It's like, you could say I don't want to play it, and then at the end of the day, they'll ice you out. You know what I mean? But when you understand shit like that, it's not so much about. I don't want to say it's so much about the being the sexual object thing or anything. I feel like it's more of the just acknowledging that this part of the game exists, because so many people be like, that's messed up. It shouldn't be like this. Okay, I know it shouldn't be like this, but what is it?
So let's talk about that part of the game, okay? And the women that take advantage of it, because the subtitle was how some women hate pretty privilege and how some women use pretty privilege. All right. There is pretty privilege. Can we acknowledge that the world likes pretty women and the world likes handsome men? Can we acknowledge that as a panel?
These are
I think
facts.
it's just like a human being. We're
Okay.
programmed like that we're attracted to beautiful things.
Okay.
I think that's
All right.
completely normal. Yeah.
Yep. So beauty sells, and so does handsomeness and being fit. Like all that stuff speaks
Money
to
and power.
money and power and looking good. Okay, it matters. All right. So now that's just
Now
beauty.
you got to talk about the dude that don't look good but got the money and what he's
That's
willing
money.
to do to get what he wants.
That's money. Because as Joy said, she said he looked good. What'd she say? It was 3 F's. She said fit, fine, or something like that. And then she said fucking money. Like money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and when she said it like that, she meant that F you
Funny,
money. I could
fucking
do
money. I
fun,
remember it. I got a good
fine,
memory.
funny, and fucking money. So and now this is great. So comedy, you can laugh a woman out her draws. And
I
do we
do it
agree
all
with
the
that?
time.
Do we agree with that, ladies?
I don't
Like
even want it.
if a man is charming and funny, women can fall for that. Do y'all agree, ladies?
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So she funny. Fine. We already know that women can go for a man that's fine. If he fine as hell, hey, he gonna get all types of chances a man that ain't fine is gonna get. Okay.
I get it all day.
And then when she said, effing money. Okay, now she said it like that because she talking about not just he got a nice job, she's talking about filthy money. The guy is just it's disgraceful how much money this man got. It's disrespectful. If you got that kind of money, what they call it, forgive my language, but this is after dark. They call it fuck you money. That means I can say fuck you, hit you in the face with money, and you can't do shit about it because I just burn paper. When you got
Man,
that kind of money, women go for that.
Who knows the basketball player Bol Bol?
I heard of Bobo.
If you've seen him and seen the girls he be with, they do not add up.
Yeah, I don't want to.
The math ain't mathing.
Yeah.
But
We're all talking about this. We don't see him sleeping with them. We just see the lady.
The math is mathing. If you understand what I'm saying.
Say it again, Nesh. Say that part.
No, I said we're saying this now, but we just see the pretty ladies or the good looking guy with them. We don't see them sleeping together. So
Right.
like the guy that was at the grocery store with the Ferrari, maybe they were just friends.
And maybe I'm 7'2" and white.
I mean, maybe.
Maybe.
I had good looking, wealthy.
Hey, don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to yourself.
He's like, don't go there.
Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that.
I do want to say.
Don't do that to yourself. That like I've heard women and say that like the 65-year-old dude, the 70-year-old dude, yeah, he just want to talk. I've heard women say that. And they pay. Now, that ain't what we talking about. That ain't what I'm talking about.
Hold on. Say it again. No, Nesh, you saying, why are you saying it's similar, Nesh? Tell me why.
Because even if like, if I can be frank, like his dick doesn't work.
Okay.
But like they're out there, like she's.
That ain't what we talking about, girl.
She's still hanging out with him because he has the money. She's not hanging out with him because like, oh, I just want to like spend time.
I'm tracking. Okay. Wait. Hold on. S. So I'm seeing Nesh. You're saying that's the money. That's the effing money, right? So we already said funny. We said fine. Now we're saying effing money. A woman could be with a man. His dick don't work. He ain't fine. But man, he got buku money and he's spending it on her.
And he's old, so she's saying, "Oh, I'll hang out with him." Yeah, because
understood.
Understood.
But we understand that, but that ain't what we talking about. We talking about we talking about the ones that want to fuck.
We talking about the ones that want to fuck. Yeah,
That was the next step, though, fellas. That was the next step. So what I was getting at was, y'all jumped to the next step. The first step was beauty and handsomeness and looking good sells. Like if you look good, you get privileges sometimes that people don't. The next step was if you putting out, sex sells. All right. There are some women that aren't necessarily cute, but they're putting out, and men will give them things because they're putting out. Men will kind of lean towards them because they're putting out. And I'm just saying, again, we said this in the beginning of the show. We're not trying to be sexist or misogynistic. We're just stating how life is, whether we agree with it or not. Sex sells.
And Dave, in all due respect, what you're saying is true, but in this scenario with these individuals that you put up there, I don't think none of them just trying to hang out because they were just trying to hang out. I don't have a problem with it.
I'm not saying they're just trying to hang out.
If old girl was like, well, I just want to hang out and you can spend all the money on me, I don't think she have a problem with that. It's him trying to actually they got an end goal to this. And the goal is getting it in. It's the fucking part. That's what they trying to get to. Now the ones I'm guarantee you she would have zero problem if those dudes just wanted to hang out and splurge on her and give her thousands of dollars. We wouldn't even be hearing about a lawsuit.
Well, I want to go to Rain because Rain's been trying to say something too.
Yeah.
But that is a secondary point, because what is Joy Taylor getting out of this if she is allegedly having sex with powerful men? Her getting out of it is I'm moving up in Fox Sports.
The ladder.
I'm getting the opportunities, right?
This motherfucker said $1.5 million. Okay, that's what she getting out of it. You ain't never gonna get that fat pussy again. I promise you that much.
Now that was for the hairdresser, but Rain.
Oh, okay. No, I'm sorry. I got the story mixed up.
Yeah, go ahead, Rain. You've been waiting patiently. Go ahead, Rain.
So the first point I want to go back is to the lawsuit. So when we're looking at what we're seeing from the lawsuit, so this is fact based. We see that they're out and they're actually having a moment and they're gathering and they're having drinks. So we already know, we can conclude this is not their first time going out and having drinks. So the hairdresser is on board. She knows this is not their first outing. Secondly, in that lawsuit, they also say that they've also went out with others before, because she has other people that she's awareingly knowing. When you have a hairdresser or a makeup artist, you speak to them about some things that they are already existing. So they're trusting you with privileged information. So, and for now, because things did not go that hairstylist's way, she's sharing information that Taylor has now shared with her, or she's aware of privileged information that she does. Now, she doesn't look bad herself. She's pretty hot to me. I think she's a gorgeous looking lady. So to them going out together, you put them two together, that's a caramel macchiato.
So let me clear it up a little bit too. Rain, let me jump in. I want to clear up something. So I'm going to leave the picture up so we can have reference. So Miss Faraji that's down here, Nushin Faraji, according to the lawsuit, she's saying, I did Joy's hair. Joy brought me into her circle. I kept noticing that Joy was always hanging out with men that weren't her husband. And then when I would say, hey, girl, this guy works with us, Joy would say, girl, don't worry about it. I know what I'm doing. Like, they're not going to take advantage of me. I know what I'm doing. So to your point, as Joy kind of had the idea of, hey, girl, you ain't got to worry about me. I know how to handle men, and I'm not going to let them take advantage of me the way these other girls did. She kind of was saying, if I'm going to be with these men and stroke their ego and maybe stroke something else, I'm getting something out the deal.
I'm going to leverage this opportunity.
Yes. This
is what it is. I'm going to leverage this opportunity, and that means I'm fucking my way to the top. That's what they will do.
Now,
and she told her friend what was going on. You're right about that.
To your point, Rain, I don't think the hairdresser was on with it. I think the hairdresser was like, hey, girl, be careful. And Joy was like, look, girl, I'm in control. And so the hairdresser kept saying, I'm a single mom. I need my job. And so here's where Joy got in trouble, because Joy was like, well, then you need to get over it. Okay, so somebody touched your butt at a party. Get over it. Someone touched the small of your back. Someone actually propositioned you for sex and offered you $1.5 million. So they offered the hairdresser $1.5 million. That's what they're saying Skip Bayless did. Joy, being her client and the person that works full time for Fox Sports, said, girl, get over it. And that's where Joy got in trouble, because if Joy is sleeping her way to the top, allegedly, she's telling the other female, hey, girl, you ain't got to sleep with nobody, but you just got to deal with the harassment, because this is how we getting paid. Like, you got a nice job. You on this gig X amount of years. I bring you everywhere I go. They pay you a lot of money. Just let it go if you want to keep this going. We know that that's wrong, but that's what the lawsuit says. The lawsuit says that her client, who is kind of like a superior, basically helped create a hostile work environment that the other men on the job maintained. Yeah, she helped maintain that environment, and that's why Joy is part of the suit. The Miss Nurshin is saying that the executive, Charlene Dixon and Skip Bayless, she's saying that Skip Bayless pursued her, offered her $1.5 million, kept kissing her on the cheek, holding her hand because she's a hairdresser. She did Skip's hair every week. So she's saying because Skip was my hairdresser and barber, I was Skip's hairdresser and barber every week. Close proximity. He kept touching her for years. So she had a real issue, and she went to Joy saying, "Hey, Joy, I know you date Charlie. I know you mess with this guy. Help me." And Joy said, "Girl, get over it. Get over it." So that's how it got here. Rain, the details.
I'm not gonna say Skip did it, but I can see them dudes doing it.
Yeah,
let's look at it. Let's look at it. Be honest. Like these are dudes that they were probably in journalism in college. They went to a school that probably had a great basketball team, football team, baseball team. There was plenty pretty women around those athletes, and they was writing on those athletes, and probably could never get involved in any meaningful conversation with those women that was flocking after those athletes. So now they're in a situation where they've made it out of college and they put themselves in position. Now they have power, and and I could possibly see those dudes using their money to get the women to get the women they've always wanted. They want them other dudes, but they know the one carrot that they can put in front of them to get it, and they'll jump for it.
All right,
I'm just saying. I'm not gonna say they did it, but I'm just saying.
This is a great point. So look, you got Nurshin Faraji, the blonde lady over here on the left. By the way, she's also foreign. She has an accent, and she said they harassed her because of her culture, her race. They harassed her for many different things. You have Skip Bayless, the guy right next to her. He is, like you said, as the white journalist who never really played a sport, who's been seeing athletes his whole life get the girl. Now he's the journalist. He's popping. He's making a lot of money, and now he can get the girl. So I could imagine.
Look at the other dude too. The other white dude.
But let's not skip over the athlete. So this is Emmanuel Acho. He's a former athlete. He played NFL football, if I'm not mistaken. He's a journalist on the show. Now he's not as powerful as Skip, because Skip is like the host, but he is, coming up, and he's a former athlete, so he has experience, right? Color commentator.
He probably, if it ain't snowing, he ain't going. He look like one of them. He like the he like the white girls. If it ain't snowing, he ain't going. And it was snowing, so he was going.
Well, so hold on, check this out. And then we have the executive, Charlie Dixon. This is the guy that, and forgive me for not knowing this title, maybe someone can grab that for me. But Charlie Dixon was an executive over at Fox Sports 1, and he was the one that used his power to say, "Hey, Joy, you want to get on a show with Skip Bayless, who's one of the biggest, journalists in sports? I can do that, but we gotta, be bosom buddies." And Joy, I'm gonna play the clip. Joy, having the attitude she had in this clip here, she says, "Hey, if you got money, my standards just might switch up." So she, even in that clip, which is unrelated, she said it on her own podcast. Her words came back on her, and it's like, okay, Joy could be the type that would get with Charlie Dixon, because Charlie Dixon, if you listen to the allegations, basically said, "Hey man, you give me some, I'll give you some." So this is the type of situation, and this is a picture I wanted to paint, where you have one woman that's pretty, that says, "I don't like what comes with this. I don't like the sexual advances. I don't like people always assuming that I'm interested. I don't like people seeing me as an object." She's, Miss Faraji says no. Joy, on the other hand, says, "Hey, y'all want to objectify me? Guess what? I'm gonna move up in the world. You want this poom poom? I might give it to you. I might flirt with you, but I'm getting something out of it, because best believe if this is happening at Fox Sports, allegedly, it didn't start with Skip and Charlie Dixon. It you know what I'm saying? So people have assumed that Shannon Sharp was involved. People have assumed that Skip was mad because, Skip levied an accusation against Shannon, and Skip said, "Hey, Miss Nershin, you're sleeping with my arch enemy, Shannon Sharp. So if you sleeping with him, then why aren't you giving me an opportunity?" He was mad, and she was like, "Hey, I'm just a coworker. I don't know what you're talking about." So it goes. We still don't know if this woman was doing anything, but she filed a lawsuit against everyone. And let me just show you guys this.
Charlie.
This guy right here. I'm not a big fan of his, Jason Whitlock. I admit I'm not a big fan. I'm not gonna hate on him, but I'll just say
he does it for himself.
As a fan, I don't agree with his opinion. I feel like he's very anti-black, if you ask me. Okay. However, I want to let him say in his own words how he saw Joy Taylor. Joy Taylor was a bartender and a sometimes journalist that didn't have a lot of experience. And all of a sudden she gets to be a moderator on the hottest show on Fox, which was Undisputed with Skip and Shannon. They people are like, she came out of nowhere. It's a lot of qualified female journalists in sports. They've done it for years. How did this bartender chick
wanted her
come out of nowhere? So he's saying that Charlie Dixon picked her, and Charlie Dixon again is the blonde guy over here to the far right next to Joy. He's saying that Charlie Dixon picked her out of a haystack and said, "Hey, I'm going to put you on the biggest show in the land, and we're going to go against ESPN." And people are like, how the hell did she get the job? So listen to what Jason Whitlock says about Joy Taylor 25 when she was 25 about 10 years ago. I will say it's sexist, it's misogynistic, but this is real. This is how some men talk about pretty women. So this is the dark side of pretty privilege.
Charlie Dixon wanted her to be involved with my show. And so we brought her in for a test. And I didn't think the test went well. And I let everybody know, hey, I don't think this test went well. I don't want, this isn't the direction I wanted to go. I was trying to play nice and trying to meet them halfway in terms of okay, you guys are insisting on a woman being on this show because that's what everybody wants. And I was like, well, you need to bring a grown-ass woman on the show if it's going to be with me. It can't be at this time. This is 10 years ago. Joy Taylor's probably 25, 26 years old. You're talking about, I mean, I got a lot of discipline, but 25-year-old with them big cans and that peanut butter skin who has nothing to say, at some point I'm going to lose respect. And I'm like, well, the only thing she's got to offer is them big cans and that peanut butter skin. And so if I got to put up with this, I might as well enjoy them big cans. And so I said, no, I don't want to put myself in that position. And so
I don't see anything wrong with what he said, dude.
It's not. It's how he said. There's nothing wrong with what he said. It's how he said it. But the idea though is that Charlie Dixon pushed Joy upon Jason Whitlock and others at Fox. Dixon basically said, "Hey, dog, she young, she fine. Put her on. We gonna overlook." Like Jason Whitlock said, if I'm gonna have a girl, a woman, she needs to be a grown woman, number one, not no little girl. Number two, she needs to have something to say about sports. I can't be mad at that. He's a sports commentator, right? I may not like his delivery or his opinion, but shit, he's been doing it for years. Give him his credit. So he says, I want a woman that's similar to my age that knows something.
I can respect that part.
Yeah, I can. And in his mind, 10 years ago, she 25. He might have been 35, 40. He might have been 40. You know what I'm saying?
To have somebody that is not educated in the sports world and up there directing and talking sports, I can get it. I understand it.
Yeah, I get that part too.
That's why I said I don't see anything wrong with it.
But I'm just not the one that's surprised that Charlie Dixon was the one that said, "Okay, let me push this girl."
But here's the problem. His problem is Yes, we just said it. Beauty sells, sex sells, and for
Mhm.
that matter, youth sells. Let's be honest. The
Eye
young,
candy,
you look
visual,
eye
eye
candy.
candy.
It means a
Yes,
lot, man. Right? But you got to know something about the job. Otherwise, it's just pure eye candy. Now, the problem is
100%.
if he said that because she was giving him some. Now, if I'm your toy and I'm like, you better hook me up. You want these cookies? Then it's not about me being cute or fine. It's about what I'm doing with my cute fineness. It's about me being a hoe. Because in other words, if you just want eye candy because, hey man, we need some eye candy, someone that knows a little bit about sports, that knows how to play a role, that's cool. But if she got the role because of what she did last night in the bedroom, that ain't cool. Because it's a lot
Well,
of cute young women or handsome young men that could have got the job, but you went with the one that's giving you favors.
100%. 100%. I agree with you wholeheartedly, Dave, on that. But at the same time, I've seen her work, so it's not like I can see her say, well, she doesn't do her job. So
Agreed. Yeah.
obviously she's worked on her craft to where she's up there doing her job because nobody's complaining about, oh, I can't stand this Joy Taylor girl what they're doing. I've seen people complain about certain people. Now, how she got the job, I'm not surprised how she got the job.
Hold on, Rain and then Michelle. Go ahead, Rain and then Michelle.
Actually, Michelle, so what I was gonna say is that, the elephant in the room is this, like, even right now, like, the men are speaking on so much of the sexes of it, right, Michelle? As you
Yeah.
see, so there's so much sex of it. We're communicating. At the end of the day, the eye candy is what you guys visually are seeing. And I will tell you this: I have seen it where I have seen in places where women know that they have their intelligence in their mind. They know that the way that they have to communicate with that male maybe is they have to give them a little flirting. Some of them may feel this way, not all, to get to the point and say, hey, stop. Now I've got your attention. Now I'm going to go ahead and gravitate. That's not what she's preached. That's not what she's promoting. But what I'm saying, this is like an indecent proposal, right? So the young lady that's suing her, so here we go, pretty privilege, right? So she's a very attractive woman to me, right? So if
Mhm.
she's out here and she has a little knowledge and she gets on a show that's looking for something that's going to give them that blast, and they look at her and say, this is what we want, you can just say 3 or 4 lines and just say, this, she's going to do it. And if she's already said fine, fit, and effing, and she's ready, she's already fit that protocol, what they're looking for. So yes, she's got the pretty, she's got the privilege, and she's taken it. And they do what they did. They went for the golf ball, and she actually swung, and she went right in.
And I'll be honest, like Estevan said, it's not like Joy Taylor is bad at her job. Okay, she's
Yep.
actually not a bad journalist. I can listen to Joy talk about sports. Now I will admit, of the last couple of years, a lot of fans have gotten annoyed at her because they're like, "Oh, she thinks she knows something." Now it's like she started smelling herself. It's like she started smelling herself. Another person that's similar but way worse is Malika Andrews. Malika came in really pretty. Everybody said, "Oh, she's pretty. Oh, she's knowledgeable. Oh, she's a good speaker." And it's like she got full of herself all of a sudden. And it's like, whoa, hold on now. Now you starting to piss off the fans. Like, whoa, you are if you're gonna be it's sports are not male dominated like they used to be, but sports used to be heavily male dominated. And for a long time, it was the male fan that spoke when it came to sports. Now, of course, women are into sports and women are athletes. But I'm thinking 20, 30 years ago, you had to really make sure the male fan base was okay with whatever lady went up on stage.
And she
Now in
had to be
today's
really
I
world,
good.
mean,
she had to be really good. Go ahead, Michelle.
what I wanted to ask then, is it really about privilege or is it about morality?
Oh, hold
Because I
on. You got to
think
break.
that's
You
more
got to
that
break
I
that
think that's
down.
exactly the whole point about this. Because if we look at the definition of privilege, if we really want to get into that's a word that I have a lot of problems with because of how people have defined it nowadays. It's not what it used to be. It's not, but it's something that let me see if this wants to work out because I have a bunch of stuff here. The definition of privilege is pretty much special advantage or right possessed by an individual or group, um, immunity grants are available only to a particular person or group. That's what it says. So is it really about privilege? Because I think that we're giving somebody that is just pretty the privilege, and I think we're talking more about the morality of what she's doing. Is it right or wrong? Regardless.
Yeah, we're that's a great point, Michelle. We're actually, you caught me. I'm talking about both. I'm trying to have a show that's doing both, right? Because I wanted to, when I thought about the dark side of pretty privilege, right? The lady that brought it up to me said, Dave, you don't know how many times people just think I'm stupid because I'm pretty, like the dumb blonde, trope, or how you don't know how many times people think I'm easy because I'm pretty, or you don't know how many times people think because I'm pretty and I'm nice.
Yeah.
Just because I'm nice, I want to smash. I want to have sex.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the problems. Sorry to interrupt, but are we looking at this because, like, are we hating her because she's pretty and she's got a great job and she's making a lot of money and that's how she got her job? Or are we talking about, wait a second, she might be pretty, but she's smart and she knows her shit, but she fucks some people to get up there.
I think we're talking about both because
you can have both.
Because look, if you let's say you have a pretty woman like a Joy Taylor, and then you have a woman that's not so pretty, but that has, a lot of knowledge in the area, but Joy has a little knowledge. Joy might get the job because she can cut the mustard. I have a little bit, but I'm really good on the eyes. And male viewers are going, right?
Yep.
Right. So there is a privilege when it comes to looking good that you get the head nod, you get a tip of the hat, you get advantages when you look good. Now you do also, once you've proven yourself, people say, "Ooh, that person's smart. They got it. You know what? They got the it factor. They know they shit." And it's not so much about your looks, but dang, some people can't even get the shot to prove they got the chops because they don't have the look. They're not what I'm looking for. The same thing with casting and being an actor, right? You might have an amazing actor, but if they don't look the part, it's like, okay, well, we were looking for someone way more fit, Dave. So, I'm sorry. I don't care how good of an actor you are. We're not even gonna give you the shot.
If you're gonna be on TV, that you got to be soft on the eye. And this goes male and female. Nobody wants to see a hideous person on the TV, and it's gonna be sitting there talking a whole bunch. Nobody wants to hear somebody with an irritating voice talking. They can be intelligent. Yeah, they can be intelligent all get out. But if nobody wants to listen to Mike Tyson just talk.
Yeah,
I love him as a boxer, but we're not gonna sit here and listen to that. So
as a commentator,
So right, what's the big 7-footer they had doing a commercial, and he was like, they dribble and they dribble and they dribble, and they looking at. Nobody wants to hear that. You have to know what you're talking about, and you have to have the aesthetics to go with it. There's no getting around that. I'm sorry.
That's a fact. Now, okay, so now you have pretty privilege, but now let's talk about the morality. Let's talk about the person that's willing to flirt. Now, they may not put out, they may not have sex. Let's take sex off the table. But let's talk about the person that's willing to flirt, make little comments. If they're a woman, allow themselves to get a little, butt pat or whatever men try to do. Men try to do all kind of microaggressions. You got some women that will let that stuff slide. Be like, that's cool. He didn't hurt me. I'm cool. Men, boys will be boys. As long as if I get the opportunity and a promotion, I'm not having sex with them. But they talk shit around me. They make crass male jokes. One of them, one of them touched my shoulder or something, whatever. Some women will actually put up with that, and others, you can't even breathe that manner, and they will harass you and they will lawsuit you to death.
Right. So, none of it is cool. None of that is cool. Let's make sure we understand that. But you have women that will do that, be in the environment, and not put out. But we know that's only going to get them so far if that's what that's the goal of that gentleman that's out there doing that, or the girl that's out there doing that to them, because they got both of them in that arena now.
So Michelle, I want to ask Michelle, if Joy or another woman is okay with being flirted with, is okay with flirting back, is okay with some, uncomfortable touches, as long as
Mhm.
if they ain't having to have sex. Is that a bad thing? And I think it is. But I'm just saying, from a woman's
Well,
standpoint,
I
if a
think it
woman
is a
uses
bad
her
thing.
her body to her
Mhm.
advantage or her beauty
Here,
to her advantage,
here's the
is that
thing:
bad?
thinking rationally and both maliciously as well. You know what? If there's consent on both parties, you can't fucking complain. And if that's how
Okay.
you want to work and play the game, you know, uh, the one that's suing is not even her; it's the other chick, the hairdresser.
Well, maybe
Right.
the one that maybe the hairdresser is like, hey y'all, I didn't get opportunities because I didn't want to play that dirty game. And in fact, she's saying, because I didn't want to be touched, because I didn't want to be flirted with, I
Well,
missed
then
out on
maybe maybe
opportunities
maybe that is
and I
not
got
the job
fired.
for her. I mean, I hate to say it like this because I don't agree with it, and I would never work in an environment like that. But if you don't like, if it's not for you, if you don't like it, things are not going to change just because of you. Then maybe you need to start looking for another place of employment.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, Rain, welcome
Yeah.
back. I don't know if you heard some of that.
Mhm.
We were getting into the morality of it. Um, if if a woman is okay with flirting and jokes and those kind of things that some women are not cool with, do you think it's okay if a woman is cool with that, for her to use that to her advantage and move up? She's not putting out, but she's allowing men to flirt with her and she's flirting back and she's playing the game. Is that
If
cool?
she's
Or
if
no?
she's if she's single and if that's what she wants to do and that's a part of her way of escalating and that's the only option she knows of getting to where she needs to get to, and then maybe HR, human resources, can change rules along the way, then do what you have to do. If that's her way, that she needs to go that way. Again, what Michelle said, the moral being the morality of this thing, is it moral? And it's not for myself to judge how she does it or not, but for me, the same thing with with strippers. I definitely
Mhm.
have, worked, in an environment where, if someone has to do what they have to do to get where they need to get, by all means, who are we to judge what they do? However, when someone tells you this is not what they want to do, oblige, be respectful. And that's why the lawsuit is there now. Now,
Mhm.
is it a privilege because that happened? Absolutely. Are they giving her a little bit of investment because she definitely has what it takes? For them, yes. And just like Esteban was saying, in LA, and the same thing in Miami. Like I'm in Florida, I'm in Miami. So that's all the time, all day long. That's what you see.
Yeah, and as
So
long as there's also accountability, if anything happens, girl, you play with fire. You knew you were gonna get burned. So that's the
Oh,
only thing.
great
I don't want to
point,
hear that.
Michelle.
I don't want to
Great
hear
Definitely.
that
point.
this chick comes and sues all these guys when she's the one showing the butt. Okay,
Check
when
this
she's
out.
the one giving the pussy out.
So Miss Faraji, right? The hairdresser on the left, the blind. She basically said, hey, I don't know what y'all doing up here, but I ain't with it. And I don't like being touched. I don't like being commented about. I don't like being asked out 1,000 times. And I don't like this. And so she goes to
Mhm.
Joy, and Joy says, girl, get over it. These men are powerful. And guess what?
Mm-hmm.
They not about to not reward me. Joy said, I'm getting something out of it. So Joy
Yeah.
was with it. So now you have a woman that don't play the game like that, that has morals. You have a woman whose morals or lack thereof allows her to play the game like that, and they're in
Mm-hmm.
opposition. And they're in opposition.
Right, and
Do
that's
you?
why I said like I don't think that the hairdresser is even gonna win. I wouldn't be surprised if she doesn't win. She's going
right.
against a lot of powerful people, and because she's moral, that's why I said maybe that's not the job for her. She needs to just get away. She's not gonna change a lot.
And not only that, she's heard conversations from Taylor, or she's heard the conversations quietly already prior to. So she knew what she was signing up for at the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
Mhm.
now that she signed up and it actually hit her in the face, and
now she
But
it's
wants
like,
the now she
but
wants the money.
but listen. Two moral things, right? Human
Mm-hmm.
resources don't allow this kind of thing. Like the stuff that they used to do in the 70s don't fly in 2024, right? People used to smoke in the office, drink in the office, have office affairs. That don't fly in today's world. So Joy playing the game like she in the 70s and 80s, and Faraji is playing it like she in the 2024. So
Yeah.
Faraji goes to HR and says, "Hey, HR, time out. This man touched my butt. This man touched my lower back." And when I talked to my client laughed it off and said, "Get over it." It's a hostile work environment. She might win
here's
this.
the-
She might win this
Yeah,
lawsuit,
this is not the first time something like that happened at Fox.
Right.
Remember Megyn Kelly and all these other girls that went through the
Mhm.
same thing with the boss.
Yep.
So
But here's the girl code. The girl code is this. She's already known this. So everything that she's naming, 1, 2, 3, they're going to ask her, why didn't you come to us on the first
when
time?
this happened.
Mhm.
Why are you
Right.
waiting till now? So you're
Right.
waiting till now because the gauge of the money increased from, oh, you can get this opportunity. So now I'm giving you a 1.5 million. So if I'm giving you 1.5 million to try to hit that, how much can I actually get now if I try to sue? Because I have so much against all of you now.
You know,
So the stakes were raised.
Joy Taylor actually told Nushin Faraji, she said, "Hey girl, you ain't got to worry about me because I'm in power, just like they are. They're powerful." Joy said, "I'm powerful too." And Joy said this: "If I don't get the show I want, if I don't get the opportunity I want, I'm gonna say that Charlie Dixon sexually harassed me." So here's where it
She
just
said
got
that?
dark. Yes,
She
Joy,
said-
that was in the lawsuit. Joy is accused. Faraji is accusing Joy of saying, "You ain't got to worry about me because if they don't give me what I want, I'm gonna claim sexual harassment." So that right there is Joy playing the game like, "I'll give you some coochie, I'll flirt with you, but if you fuck me over, sexual harassment lawsuit, rape case, so here's, and this is what really got me. Both could be true. Charlie Dixon could have harassed her in the beginning and it been workplace harassment, sexual harassment. Then she could have given into it or agreed to it and played the game and said, "Hey, I'll give you some. We can flirt and have drinks, but I want this show and I want this hosting." And then he says yes. So then now she's in an environment of, yes, at first he did a wrong, but now I've actually used this opportunity to my advantage, and now I'm threatening him with exposing him. So now we into the dark side of using pretty privilege. Oh yeah, you were cute and you got opportunity, and then you got harassed, but then you flipped it and said, "I'm gonna threaten you. I'm gonna blackmail you if you don't do what I want." So it's all bad.
So
All
she did
bad.
reverse boomerang. She did the reverse psychology boomerang.
And she tried to tell the hairdresser, "Girl, you better do what I do. You better use this reverse boomerang. You ain't got to give him none, but threaten him and get what you want." And this girl was like, "Y'all all crazy. I fuck all y'all. I'm the lawsuit on everybody." She's
Yeah, I'm
I ain't
taking
playing
it
that.
all.
Lawsuit on everybody. But
Yeah.
she did put up with it for 10 or 15 years because they're saying it started, I think, in 2012. So she put up with it for 10 to 12 years. So that's my point. Why you put up with it that long if you weren't with it?
That's what I was going to ask, kind of wonder, like when did it start? How long did she deal with it?
Right.
Now, if they have record on her for her going along with some of these scenarios, then it's like, okay, you was all part
That's
of
what
this.
I'm saying. She's
So,
been going out with them. You're going to have drinks with them. You're
Exactly.
aware.
That's the
Yeah.
thing. If you're just a hairdresser, you go in, you do your job, and then you go home. But if she wanted to get involved too, like let's not play let's not play stupid. You wanted to be
Right.
friends with celebrities. You wanted to be out there. That's what I mean by
Yeah.
accountability.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. And she's not taking accountability. And not only that, she's actually trying to blame it all on the on Taylor because she's the other female involved. When in actuality, you've been doing this for years. If you wanted to get out from the beginning, this has been her game. This has been her client's game. So from the beginning, you knew this. So in court, the fight could be, you stayed this long. Why? If
Why?
you knew this all along, and she's going to be able to give her receipts of how many times she's went out with her, and she's seen so much. So even if this is what she wants to do, or even if it's alleged, you were out with her so many different times. Why now are we suing? Why?
Yeah. I want to play a clip from Marcellus Wiley. He used to work at Fox Sports 1, and he's been around Fox Sports. So I'm going to play his clip of his explanation of the makeup chair, the makeup room, right? Check this out.
Is that in general, the makeup room is a setup for failure, setup for disaster. It's a recipe for disaster. And this is not to damn the makeup artist. It's because that's the breeding ground for all these salacious relationships. Everywhere I've worked, and you can look it up. You can just literally type in network, makeup artist, blah, blah, blah. It's an intimate environment. She's right in your face. And I've seen it go both ways. The players, or the former players, or the announcer, the host, whoever the guest is going in there ready to mac, ready to holler. It could be that person. It could be the makeup artist who is, she knows how close in the proximity she is to some access, some success. She knows how powerful these figures are, you know? And I've also seen it where you come in and you're just not even tripping. But you guys see each other 5 times a week, multiple times a day. She ain't ugly, you ain't either. You got $5, she got $4. Y'all kicking it. And it turns into something. I've seen it every single level. This one specifically,
Okay. So Marcellus was basically saying the makeup chair is real because you're in close proximity with the opposite sex. You're not ugly. I'm not.
I agree. I've seen it. I've seen it. I've definitely seen it. I've seen an athlete sitting there getting massaged. I don't say no name, but he just turned and looked at me and was like, I've seen it. I was like, he was like, yeah, can you put some lotion on me? And the girl was like, you want me to? He said, yeah, put it on me. And he just got his hands out and his legs out, and he's looking at me smiling like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, yeah, he's right. He is right. I was gonna say he's wrong, but then I thought about some situations I've been in, and I like, yeah, 100%.
Because if you think about it, the first thing, the gatekeeper, when we are looking to get in touch with someone, we go to the gatekeeper. So the gatekeeper for all these actually celebrities is the makeup artist. The first person that you can be able to get in contact, they're going to say, hey, see who their makeup artist is. Talk to the makeup artist, slip them this, slip them money, slip them whatever they need. They're always getting slipped tips. They're always getting slipped all types of things because they're the person that's dealing with them the most. Like he said, they're up close and personal. That's their gatekeeper. So there's nowhere they cannot touch them.
And I was sitting here thinking about it, they do their research on them too. I remember one time I was on the set and the particular athlete had a bunch of different successful, powerful individuals on this particular set, and one was the owner of Virgin Airlines, Richard Branson, and I was clueless to who he was. I was like, I have no idea who this man was, and the girls told me Google him. And I was like, all right, Google him. And I just hear him how I'll do this with him. And I'm starting to read about who he was. And I was like, oh, okay. That's what that's who he is. I got it. I got it. And he wasn't the most handsomest dude, but you know, when you hear a dude worth, you know, that much money, that's what they're talking about. So yeah, I've seen it. He's 100% correct.
Shout out to Virgin Galactic and Richard Branson.
Yeah, I think he is a good-looking man because I like British people. But
listen, I can't tell you a good-looking man if I saw him.
Facts. Listen, I want to play another clip. This clip right here explains how women in journalism can be seen. Now, this is not Joy Taylor. This is another journalist. But she was explaining to Stephen A. Smith. She was saying, hey, I know how this can be. And Rain, I had to mute you, Rain, because I had a little bit of feedback. She said, I know how this can be because I've seen it before. And she talked about how she took a break from being a journalist because of how people were not taking her seriously. So check out this clip.
It's in writing. Now, this is a civil matter. And anytime you're reading a 40-page document like this, when I read through it, initially, you have to be unbiased when you're listening to these allegations, but you have to remember that this is simply that, allegations. And this is going to be an issue that's going to be talked about for several weeks. But initially, I was disappointed to see Skip's name in this, as well as Miss Faraji. As a woman, I can tell you that whenever you hear about your colleagues or anyone going through this, you're hurt for them. And based off her allegations in this civil lawsuit, she says that she spoke to several people about trying to talk about some of the things that she was allegedly exposed to. And she was told to be quiet, and that if you want to keep your job as a single mother, you need to let this go. And it seems that she was there for a number of years, 7 to 10 years that she was there. And she talks about a number of different allegations and different instances when she was exposed to other people. She mentioned Charlie Dixon, executive vice president. She mentioned that she was allegedly at a bar where, her back was groped, etc. So there's a number of different allegations as you comb through this suit that are alarming. And then the silencing behavior that allegedly took place. And unfortunately, Stephen, in this world that we live in, it's one of the reasons why I left the sports industry initially, because I felt like people were flirting with me and not taking my perspective or my preparation seriously when I would show up to interview them, because it's hard to get past your looks. And as you saw, she's an absolutely beautiful woman, So that's it's the unfortunate reality that the sports world is that world, but it's not just in sports, it's in news too. So, yeah.
So she's saying, Michelle, in news, it's just like it is in sports, that if you're pretty or, you're fine, that you may not get taken seriously, and they may look over you for opportunities, or they may just hire you because of your looks and not really give you especially as a journalist, they may not give you a chance to show your chops, and show that you're a good journalist. So reaction to that.
I agree. I agree with that. I have a personal story as well. And I think I was talking to Juan about it the other day before when you send the info. So I always worked for my jobs. I always worked for the opportunities that I've been given in life. I don't think that anything has been given to me because I'm pretty, except for this one job that when I was like maybe 20 years ago, I got offered a job working for a senator in Illinois, and I had to move to Springfield and everything. And it didn't hit me until not a few years ago. I'm like, why the hell did I get that job? I didn't look for it. He knew my dad, and he was just like, oh, I need an assistant. And he just wanted me. And I had no experience, nothing. I ended up doing it, and he fired me, thank God, because I don't want to know what would have happened. But it sucks when they just look at you like a piece of meat.
But let me ask you something though, not to put anybody, throw anybody in a rush, but nothing happened on the job, right? In that particular job, right?
No, thank God, no. Nothing ever happened, because they were taking a break in the Senate back then. So I didn't get to work with him. But still, it was just like, dude, I didn't even realize it until like, why the hell? I didn't even have the qualifications for it. And then it hit me. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, that's kind of shitty.
Look, some people give you jobs and opportunities, and you don't know why. You're happy for the opportunity. You're like, man, I'm going to get a chance to get some experience. But then you come to find out later, oh, they only did it because it was a favor to your dad, or they only did it because you were cute, or they only did it because you were eye candy. I remember when I was working in corporate America, when I first got out of college, there was this older lady. I had to be like 23, so she had to be like 40. There's this older lady that always called me to her desk, because I was working help desk, right? IT help desk. She always called me to her desk and would be like, oh, I'm having a problem with my software. And I come over there and I'd be like, oh, ma'am, you didn't do this, or ma'am, you unplugged your mouse or your keyboard. And I finally realized this lady is flirting with me. This lady is making up stuff. And she was like, oh, just send David. Don't send anybody else, only David. Right. And then eventually she hit on me. Now I'm 23. And I didn't go for it. I'm probably glad I didn't, because I was definitely like focused on my walk with God, and I wasn't trying to do that. Now, 43-year-old David, 43-year-old David might have, 43-year-old divorced David might have talked to that 40-year-old, but 23-year-old David wasn't trying to have it. But
I think
yeah,
it happens
she kept
everywhere.
calling me. She kept calling me to her desk because she thought I was cute, Michelle, and I didn't realize it till later. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's something that is never gonna end. I think this, as long as we're human beings, that we have those preconceived ideas and something, and that we're always gonna go for the
Hold
pretty
on.
things. That's
Am I
always
in
gonna
trouble?
happen.
My wife is looking at me.
Uh-oh.
Am I in trouble,
Uh-oh.
baby?
And the cat
Baby,
already jumped
baby,
behind you.
that was 27 years ago.
Ew.
Baby,
Uh-oh.
when I was 43, I was divorced. I hadn't met you yet. That's why I said I would have if when I was. See, I didn't get myself in trouble, Michelle. I love you, babe. I don't want that old lady. Okay,
Okay, check out behind you, Dave.
I see him.
Okay.
I
There he
see
is.
Blue. Blue, come here, Blue. Come here, Blue. See, he looking, but now he don't want to. Let me get a little closer. Look at him.
Oh, he's so cute. Look at that handsome face.
Oh yeah, he's a handsome devil.
See?
His name is Blue, like blue cheese, but he's got green eyes.
Mm.
And he's a gray cat with green eyes, and he just.
The blue light goes perfectly. Like, look at that.
Oh
Silhouette.
yeah. Nah, he know what he doing. He jumped up here. You know what he's doing. Come here, Blue.
You see? Pretty things, even pretty cats.
Yeah, pretty privilege. There it is.
Pretty
All right,
privilege. It's never gonna end.
It's never going to end. A few people had to go. Michelle, is there anything you want to add that we may have missed or something? I mean, because let me just ask you directly.
Yeah.
Is it wrong for a woman to use her beauty or her body to her advantage at work?
As long as you know what the risks are and you take accountability. If anything, if shit hits the fan. I don't see anything wrong. We're always going to be like, oh, I'm pretty. I'm going to take advantage. I'm going to look pretty today because I want to impress somebody. I've done it crossing the border. I'm like, Juan, let me drive the car because that way I can lower the window. And it's like, hi, officer. I got nothing to declare. It worked. Even if Juan was there with me, you know it's going to work. We know it's going to work. Some way or another, it's going to work. But we have to be accountable for it. That's what it is, no matter what. Like if some dude grabs my ass because I was flirty, can't complain. I got to take accountability. Maybe I'll slap him, but still, if I'm the one putting the meat out, yeah.
Right. And then so Joy was really playing hardball allegedly. If this is all allegedly, but if Joy Taylor was sleeping with an executive, and then she was like, "Yo, if I don't get my way, I'm gonna reveal that you harassed me," right? I mean, she playing hardball.
Well, yeah, and then nowadays with the whole Me Too movement, she might be able to get away with it, which kind of sucks.
And let me tell you something. A man can't do that. A man can't walk up into the job and start flirting with, his people under him or even his superiors. Like it's the rules ain't the same for us. We can't do that because all it takes is for a woman to say one thing and you in a world of trouble.
Yep.
So we can't do that. You know what I'm saying? But you're right. It's a dangerous game that some people decide to play. Now, if we take sex out of it, if we just take sex out of it, all right, take sex out of it. Joy, Estevan, wave at me if you're back, if you're ready. I think Estevan is ready. All right, boom. All right, hey, S is back. All right. So, Joy, you can see in this picture here, she got her boobs sitting up. All right. The joke was now that the lawsuits come out, that Joy is going to start dressing more moderate. And sure enough, I don't have the picture, but sure enough, the next time she was on, she was fully covered. And it seemed like before that, every show she had them sitting up under her chin, just propped up. Every show. It was like, okay, wow, that's. Oh, you on mute. Hold on, S.
Oh, that girl has been, she's got work done.
Sex sells, so they brought a boat. Hey,
wow.
Man. Like people got to stop with, acting like that's not what, like women have been taught to play on their beauty all their life. I've seen older women teaching little babies Oh, you're so cute. You let them get away with shit because they're so cute.
Mhm.
That is what it is. Like you go to the club and don't be mad. You talk about, so I already said the dark side of being beautiful is
Yeah.
you don't like this, that. So you go to the club and they're picking people to come in. And I don't know, I've been to some pretty prestigious clubs where they're picking the beautiful women out there in the line to come in. So the girl that's up there, she's mad. She'll be mad because they picked her now. No, I'm gonna stay outside with these ugly girls. Until you let all the
Right.
ugly girls in, I'm gonna stay out. No, get in there. I got my cute shoes on. Somebody gonna let me sit at somebody's table because I'm cute. They play
Yeah.
on it. They use
Yeah.
it to the best of their abilities.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, look, when we got a fresh haircut, a fresh shave, a nice outfit, and maybe some other guy at the club don't look as fresh, we're gonna use it to our advantage. We're gonna go holler at the lady while we looking
One
our best.
100%.
Hey,
100%. I
what's
mean,
up? What's up,
it
beautiful? How
is
you
what it
doing?
is.
You know, listen, we feel good about ourselves when we're groomed and when we're dressed nice. So we're gonna try it. We're gonna holler at a female. And and if we get the girl over the guy in the club that wasn't dressed as nice or wasn't groomed as nicely, hey man, hey boy, I came in, I came ready to play boy. I don't know what you're doing. I came ready to
Man,
play.
listen, you don't. As a man, we don't put on my worst shit when I go out, and I'm gonna
Nah,
catch this.
nah,
Nah,
we
we
ain't
going
cleaned up.
outside. We gonna get fly. We gonna get right. We gonna clean up well. We gonna get the beard done. We gonna get the head shaved proper. We gonna be all right. That's how we go. That's how we gonna go out and present ourselves. Women, they be in there. Okay, let me put on these fucking jeans. Where
Oh
they
Lord.
don't. The
Right.
jeans gonna kill them. They gonna be fucked up when they see me walk through these jeans. They go in there. They do that. They ask their girl, "How my ass look in these jeans?" I've seen them.
I mean, Michelle,
Mm.
Joy, this is not a work picture, but Joy was pretty much dressing like this at work, almost,
Right.
like just
Damn.
cover her shoulders with a sweater, but leave her tatas sitting out just like that on camera, on air.
Hey, that's
Joy
how I
was
noticed her.
she was not playing. She was
That's
coming to
how.
work like oh my god, who was that? Like it was like
That's how.
crazy.
That's how I
Yeah.
noticed. I was like, oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. And but then now here you go. Now here you go. Now she's hanging out with coworkers. See what I'm saying? Now I'm
Mm.
not saying that you can't, but the allegation here is that she was sleeping with the brother right behind her, Emmanuel
Hmm.
Acho. They're saying now that's one of her co-hosts on the show. So they're saying
Right.
that she was using, taking advantage of her relationships with men, her actual physical relationships with men on on set, and she was getting opportunities where other women weren't. You know what I'm
When
saying?
Mm.
I'm not saying she did it, but I wouldn't be surprised.
And then,
Yeah.
when you see her hanging out with Shannon, now they're coworkers. So I don't want to say, okay, you can't go have a drink with a coworker. I don't even want to say you can't go to a baseball game with a coworker. But
100%.
you
100%.
know, people
I'm
start
not
talking.
saying that she did it, but I wouldn't
Now,
be surprised.
now, if Skip Bayless was there, because it was all three of them, it was Skip, Molly was the facilitator, and Shannon was the other commentator. If it was all three of them at a baseball game, it would look less conspicuous because it'd be like,
Hmm.
oh, it's almost like us going out as a
Yeah,
Mhm.
podcast. Oh, the After
100%.
Dark podcast went to the baseball game. But if it's always Dave and Michelle, always
Oh,
Dave and
people
Yeah.
would
Michelle.
assume a lot of things.
And
Yeah.
listen, and Michelle's married and Dave's married, but it's always Dave and Michelle. Hey, hey, and it's looking cozy every picture. And it's like, wait a minute, y'all. Well, how come he
Hmm.
not hanging out with all the other people on the show like that?
The math start mathing.
Yep.
Yeah, start mathing, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Mm. All right. I think we've discussed this enough, man. Pretty privilege, the dark side to pretty privilege. Um, okay, well, wait, one more question, more of a discussion point. Halle Berry and others have been quoted as saying, it's tough when they just only see you as being pretty.
Yeah.
It's tough. And some of the men and women were like, "Oh, cry me a river. Oh my God, you're pretty." But
No, it is. It is. It
let's think
sucks
about
because
that.
we
Let's
didn't
think
we
about
didn't
that.
ask to be pretty. Some of us didn't ask to be pretty. And it sucks that
Right.
you're just a piece of meat, and they're like, well, do you even want to get to know me? See if I'm smart enough, I'm good enough, I'm good at what I'm doing. Yeah, it
And
sucks.
and
I
and
do
that,
support that.
I could imagine that part would suck if somebody just wanted to mess with you because you were pretty. But if that's what you putting out there from the start,
Yeah.
Okay.
if that's what the aura that you're giving, then now you're gonna get mad because they received your aura.
Oh, okay. How about
Okay.
this one?
Okay. Okay.
Because
How about this one?
Holly Berry, I mean,
Halle Berry's a
like
great actress. She's fucking smart.
She is.
I don't see her saying that. I wouldn't see her saying that before she got famous and got all the money. But after she gets
Yeah.
all the money, and gets where gets where she's got to, it's like, I hate that people look at me this way.
Okay. Okay. So you know what? Great point. We're gonna go into the adult entertainment industry. There is a porn star named, what is her name? That lady's name, Mila somebody. She's a Indian lady. It'll come to me. This lady did porn for a year or two, and she was very
Mia
popular.
Khalifa?
Mia Khalifa.
Oh yeah,
I
she's from El Paso.
she was really pretty, and she was slim, and she had big boobs.
Yeah.
All right, she got out of porn. She got out of porn. She retired. She
got
only did like
married.
2 years. Got married, and now she's trying to do other businesses. And she was in a business meeting. I saw this on Twitter. She was in a business meeting after retiring from porn for a number of years, let's say 4 years or so. And she's in a business meeting with a man, and a fan comes up and says, "Oh my God, you're Mia Khalifa. Can I take a picture?" And she was like, "I'm sorry, but I'm in a meeting."
Yeah.
And then the wife said, "See, honey, I knew that was her, but even though she didn't have male ejaculate all over her face, I still knew it was her." Like she assaulted the lady, right? And because the lady didn't want to take a picture because she's like, "I'm in a meeting." And now the business partner may not have known she was a retired porn star. He does now, right? And so she was highly upset. Like, this lady was rude because I didn't want to be friendly to her husband, and they were fans and they thought I was supposed to be nice. Now we're talking about using your pretty privilege to your advantage, and she did that during her porn run, and she made money, and she put down her morals. And I'm not shaming people for being sex workers. What I'm saying is, now she's like, I don't want you to see me like that because I'm doing something different.
Too
Is
late.
this a dark side of pretty privilege? You can't escape.
It's too late.
Well, yeah, it's too late.
You can't put the genie back in the bottle.
Right.
How you put the genie back in the bottle?
You were showing your vagina. Come on.
She was doing more than showing it. She was doing more than showing it.
I know. And that's what I keep barking about, is the accountability.
That's a different type of privilege.
Like, that girl knew what she was doing, and now she's in public. She's gonna be recognized. So if you don't want to be seen, get yourself into a private place, lock the door, and do your business meeting there. Otherwise, you're gonna have to take accountability. Yeah, people can be rude. Fans are rude. They just
fans are rude.
They're like, "Oh yeah, look at that famous person, blah blah blah. Give me your autograph, or let me take a picture." Yeah, but at the same time, you're putting yourself out there.
And the internet is unforgiving.
That's hilarious.
And they probably just looked at her movie the night before. Like, to them, she's still active. She's still working. To them,
how can I unsee this?
Yeah.
Like, you are. Listen, you are who you was.
And that sucks because people change, but the world and the internet won't let you. You know what I mean?
Man,
like I remember Vanity from Vanity 6, for the girl group that Prince put out, Vanity, Denise Matthews. She gave her life to God, and people still kept calling her Vanity. She had to really, really become an evangelist. And then as she began to get older and she began to age a little bit, they started calling her Denise. And again, she was a heavy evangelist. So she kind of got away from it. I say kind of. But there are still fans out there that only see her as a vanity. They only see her as the sex symbol. They don't see her as the evangelist. They see her as vanity.
That's like Michael Jordan be like, "Look, I'm a businessman now, but you want to talk about, hey man, remember that last shot you took against Utah?
Yeah.
How can you remove the two? That
Yeah,
was
it's
you
hard.
out there.
Yeah,
That
it's
was
hard. Yeah.
you. Now, if you embarrassed about what you used to do, that's not like a you problem. That's not a me problem.
Here's and this is the sad part, right? About the bad side of pretty privilege, y'all. Some of these ladies don't know that there's a dark side. They young. I'm gonna use the phrase that we put in the streets: young, dumb, and full of cum. They're young. They out here pretty. They gonna take advantage, and they're gonna get into the party. They're gonna get the best liquor and drugs. They're gonna get the hottest men. And if they do want to have sex, they're gonna put out. Now, some women play the game and don't put out, but they still play the game. They still tease. They still get in your face. And then they get older and realize, oh man, how come these people still treat me like I'm Mia Khalifa? It's because people don't let go of stuff. They only see
No,
you one way,
no.
you know.
Your character was one way.
But you
Like you
can't
was
change. But people can change, yes. People can change.
100%. They can change, but your character was this. Like I
Mhm.
used to see you, and you was trying to be at everybody's table. I used to see you, and you was trying to be in everybody's ride. I used to
Yeah,
always see you leaving with a basketball player, a football player. Like every week, you was leaving with somebody different.
yeah.
So now I see you years later, and you want me to not know that was you. Your character said you was this.
Mhm.
I changed, but that was still you.
And I
I
think
changed.
that's the point.
I don't do that. I don't do that no more. That's
And I
cool. But
think that's the point.
what is it you want? You want me to have a relationship with you now?
I think that's the point, y'all. That's the dark
No, no,
side.
no. Wait. Exactly. Like I'm saying, like you used to be a hoe, and now you want me to wife the old ex hoe. That's not what's going to happen. Now let me get it wrong. Let me not. It's some people that will wife. They will do it. They out
And,
there.
and some people will change. Some people will actually
Right.
change. It is
Right.
possible.
Right. Right.
But it's
I'm
hard
sure.
to get the
I'm
public
sure there's.
to
I'm sure there's an ex-porn star that used to fuck thousands and thousands of dudes that's now married to a dude that was just not involved in that type of lifestyle.
he
I'm
didn't know,
sure this.
or he forgave. Yeah.
Yeah. He didn't know. He don't know. He's not caught up on it, and hasn't been exposed to it, or maybe he don't care. Maybe because there's dudes out there that will wife that.
So Michelle,
Mm.
are we as a public, I'm just talking about all human beings, men and women included, are we wrong if we don't let people live past their past? Are we wrong if I only want to see Michael Jordan dunk a basketball, or Mia Khalifa do what she did, or Pamela Anderson be on Baywatch? Yeah, are we wrong?
I mean, I think we need to remember we're all human beings. They are human beings. They have
Mm.
a private life. They have a heart. They have a life. I think that we need to, as being on this side, I think we need to remember the humanity part. But yeah, I
Yeah.
think I think it would be like whenever I see a celebrity, and I've seen a lot, I'm always very respectful. It's like, you know what, just because I saw them in this and they won an Oscar or whatever, I'm still gonna respect them because that's their private space, that's their life. I don't care. I shouldn't give a fuck what they do outside of, that's why I'm always very like, it doesn't interest me the drama and all that with the gossip and celebrities. You know what? I watch your movie, I listen to your music, whatever you did behind closed doors, none of my business. That's your
That
problem.
I think it's circumstantial. Like in some
Mm.
situations, you can forgive people for their past transgressions.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You can be like, okay, that was you long time ago. Oh, I used to smoke weed all the time. Now I used to drink all the time. Now I don't drink. Okay, I used to be a hoe. Wait a minute. I used to be a porn star, and and you fucked thousands of dudes. So you ain't got no walls, and now you want me to be in a monogamous relationship with you. You want me to wife you. You want this. This is me and you.
Hey.
I think it takes a very special kind of man to actually put up with that. Yeah.
100%. It sure does.
Yeah.
100%.
Hey,
It has to be a
and
really,
It takes,
really good
hey,
man for you to put up with
by
that.
golly, and I don't know one of them. It takes a
Yeah.
really good man for that.
That's it. I
You know
don't
what
know
I'm
one
saying?
man.
I
Yes.
don't. I'm.
Oh man.
They out there though. I know
Hey,
they out there.
and
They out
listen,
there.
and there
There's
are
love
some
for that
women,
woman.
and there are some women that would never marry a former male porn star. They just won't do it. They're gonna be like, hey,
100%.
I'm not giving up all my
Yeah.
goods to someone who has done all of that.
One. There's the flip side of
So,
that coin. 100%.
this flip
They're
side of that coin.
probably, yeah. She's probably gonna be like, "No, I can't do that. No. My brothers come in the room and see you, and he be like, "Oh, you messing with dude."
You know, and I think that's the scary part. And we're gonna leave on that note. That's the scary part, y'all, is if you do marry someone that did sleep their way to the top, or if you date someone that slept their way to the top, or if you date someone that was a sex worker, right? The scary part is that you might really be in love and you might forgive them and you might be like, man, you know what? They're a different person and I don't see that. But
Yeah.
what are all these people around you gonna say? Now you can't have dinner because you got some jerk talking about, hey, you know, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Your wife used to do this. Like, and it's like, nobody want to hear that shit all day. Like,
Hey, Dave, you remember the movie House Party with Bernie Mac?
Yeah.
He said, "Oh, I remember that. You used to call your jawbone."
Yeah.
Boy, your wife can suck a me.
Yeah, no one wants to hear that. No man wants to have another man saying that mess. And on that note, we're gonna call it a night. Hey man, I appreciate y'all for joining, man. It's After Dark. Happy New Year, everybody. I appreciate y'all. Thanks for joining, y'all.
All right, y'all be good.